Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Panther Creek Picker channel. My name is Tim, and today we're going to go through some things that I picked up at a garage sale. So no unboxing today. All of our boxes are opened up and ready to get listed. And now today I'm gonna show you what I picked up at a local garage sale. And garage sales are fantastic places to get things. And I've got some vintage items today. Let's start off with this vintage item. This is still new in the package, so new old stock. And the only thing about this, just a little bit loose here, but that's it. This is still the original retail packaging. This particular pattern is called Country Garden from Libby, and 4 count in here. Still got the original tag. It was sold at Prangies. If for those of you that remember that company, I don't know if it was a national company, but it definitely was around here. And you can see it's a $2.39 originally retail. And these are the 6-ounce juice glasses, if I didn't say that already. And so these here, I would expect $18-20 minimum. I've never seen them new in the package listed. I have seen them without the packaging listed, and they're going for about $18 for I think 6 of them without the packaging. So definitely 18 to 20 on this item right here. Let's just do all the breakables right now. This one here is just a figurine. And a lot of people don't do figurines. They don't think there's a lot of money in them. But, oh, sorry. I forgot to tell you what I paid for those juice glasses. I paid $1. It's a great price. So this one's name is Lady Covington from Home Interiors. There is not a blemish on this figurine whatsoever. This came in a box with 3 items in it. I paid $3 for the whole box. So one of the items in there was a throwaway item. I've already dumped that into the it was glass, so it's in the recycling bin. And so we'll figure the remaining 2 items $1.50 per piece. This one here I have seen go for $18. It's the only comp that I had, so I'm assuming right around that range. And the other thing too is, if it doesn't sell right away, don't be afraid to hold on to it for a little while to get the price that you want for a piece. And in that same box came these also from Home Interiors. We got a cat with the 2 kittens in the playing with the basket there. And I tell you what, I'm a big lover of animals. I love this. This is really cute, and I'm tempted to keep it myself. But if I were going to sell this, I would say this one, again, $1.50 into it. This one here, 15 to 20. I would think real easy. There's no blemishes that I can find on it. I've sold much smaller figurines for $15, depending on what it is, how cute it is, and what kind of an animal that it is. So yeah, definitely this one here would. Now when you might think that's not a lot of money, but when you don't have much into it, it's a good return on investment. And you'll get to know me that I will sell some things that maybe don't sell real high, but the return on investment is big, as far as percentage wise, so that's that. This also for $1. It is a Sony Walkman. It's got both the radio and the cassette player in here. Untested. I have not tested it yet. They told me that it worked the last time that they used it. Of course it did. So I'll have to test it. I'm not afraid to spend $1 on something that I have to test, and it may not work. It's happened before. I've basically thrown away the dollar, but you know what are you gonna do? You have to take a chance every once in a while. So this one here, I paid $1 for it, and I would expect right around the 15 range, without the headphones. So I think that's still a good deal. It's easy to package, a little bit of bubble wrap around it, and off it goes, you know. Now this one, I did find some clothes. For those of you who are used to me showing clothes all the time, this is a Coca-Cola racing jacket from Chase Authentics. It does have an issue with it, but it's a very, very nice jacket, and you can see the number 3 for Dale Earnhardt. And so this is the front. Here's the back. The Coca-Cola, size 2X. So my daughter wants me to keep this because it is my size, and she said that I look good in it. But I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there was a little bit of fading from the red onto the white. So it's, you know, they wanted $25 for it. I asked them if they would take $15, and they accepted. So if I can't get a good price for this, which I was thinking right around the $50 range, if I can't get that $50 range, then I am going to keep it. And one thing to mention too for you guys, that sometimes it does say right in here, dry clean only, but sometimes people don't do that, and this is what happens. You get a little bit of the bleeding of the red onto the white, and it looks a little bit pink. I don't have any problems wearing this myself, so we'll see if we can make some money on this, and if not, I have a new jacket. Now, for those of you who love vintage clothing, I did find a couple of school sweaters. Now, I asked what school they came from. They could not tell me. They said that they got these at an auction. So in a box of stuff, and then they just, and I'll show them to you first. Then I'll tell you how much I paid, because I bought them as a pair. They're both. So this one was this Lambswear Inc. out of Chicago for this school sweater here. It's purple in color. It has an E on it, and it appears as though this, you know, of course, for those of you who are too young, well, this is before my time as well, but here's the back. For those of you who are too young, they used to have school sweaters before Letterman's jackets, and you know, this one here is from the 1950s, and I'll show you exactly how I know that in just a second. I mean, there's a couple of condition issues. There is a small hole in the sweater up here. It's a little bit of what they call peeling on the back of this, but I mean, it's real. This one does not have the ear on it. Okay, so I'm making kind of an assumption, and this is why I want to sell them as a pair as well, because this one does have a year on it. This one here, the person graduated in 1951. We can see that, yeah, right there, 1951. The same, actually, it's a much more embellished E on it, so these might be from 2 different years. Actually, if we take a look at it, it's a much nicer E. So this person played football, and this football pin is from 1950. Boy, that doesn't look good with the light so close to my face. And also has a chorus patch on it right here, and this one's got looks like an eagle. Maybe that's what the E is for, but so this one's got an eagle on the side of it too, and it's also got a couple of condition issues on it, you know, from age, of course. This is from 1951 after all, you know. So I found these, and I paid $3 for the pair, so $1.50 for each. But this here, in really good shape, one of these $35, $45, but in this condition, we're probably, I want to sell them as the pair, so I'm thinking I can get at least 25 out of the pair, maybe more. I'll have to do a little bit of research into that and see about that. Okay, so, and I only got one more item at this sale, and let me show it to you. I'm going to have to go over and get it and drag it over. It is quite large. Okay, this, see if I can lift it up there. See, it's made by Stamina, and it says it's a body track. And what it is, it doesn't have a model number on here, which, you know, that's kind of bad. I haven't been able to find a comp on here on this one because I think it's that old. It's still new. It's never been opened. It's right along the lines of a total gym, where it uses your own body weight as resistance. So this one here is big and it's heavy. It's nearly as tall as I am. So I'm really thinking if I can just sell this one locally on the Facebook Marketplace, that might be a great place for me to sell this. And hopefully, if I could sell it locally for $50, I would take it. If I put it online, I would think that I could list something like this for at least $100. Why not do it online? Well, we'll see. I might put it online because I can get UPS to come right here and pick it up right here on my doorstep. There is an extra charge on that, by the way, if you want them to do that, but it can happen. So I might sell it locally just because it is so big. A lot of people don't like to sell big and bulky things. I don't mind it. And how much I paid for this? You're not going to believe it. $7. There was a tag on there. It said 10. They had crossed it out and put 7, and I should have kept the tag on it. But you know, at garage sales, they don't, around here, especially when you have a multi-family garage sale, they want to take that tag off and keep it so that they know which family member or friend or whatever brought that item there, so that they can give them the money for it. And so I wish I could have kept the tag on it, but no such luck. But it did, yeah, $7. I couldn't believe it. It's still sealed in the original retail packaging, and I think that it probably got shipped to somebody. They bought it with the best of intentions, and it just sat there in the garage or wherever that they had it stored. So that's that one. And that's all of the items that I have from the garage sale. But there is something that I would like to talk to you guys about, especially if you're new or wanting to just get into it. This would be very relevant for you. And you guys know that if you've watched my other videos, I tend to talk about reselling like it's the stock market, right? I always use the stock market analogy, and it's very relevant to reselling. You know, the first thing is buy low, sell high. At least you try to, right? And you're always speculating. If I buy it for this much, I can get this much out of it. So that's also something that you would do in the stock market. And research is very important in reselling as well. You do that as well in the stock market. So it's really, really similar. Now, my recent research has been kind of bringing up some troubling trends. And what I've been seeing from some of the liquidation companies, and they're not the only ones to get inventory from. Okay, so we gotta have to keep that in mind, because the trend that I'm seeing is that the prices are going up, or at least they're trying to get more money out of them. And there's another. I think that's partly to do with the pandemic, when everything got shut down. Then they saw an opportunity. Okay, and they're in business. They're gonna try to do what they can to get more money for their items. And I think that has been driving the push from some companies. All right, not all of them have been doing this, but there are some that are trying to get more money for the merchandise. There is another thing coming up. This this is not going to be a popular thing to say, okay? But I'm not. It's not about popularity of saying something. It's about giving you the information, especially if you're new, and especially if you're thinking about getting into it. The more information that you have, the better. And as I've said before, all of that information is available for free on YouTube if you just go and track it down. And the other thing that's coming up within the month, there's a new television show coming called Extreme Unboxing. I don't think that's going to be a positive thing for the business of reselling. Now, why do I think that? Okay, first of all, A&E is the network that it's going to be on. We all remember a show called Storage Wars. That's what it was. Okay, that had a negative impact on buying and storage units and selling the stuff. Now, a negative impact for the people buying them. There were people doing this for a living, buying the storage units, selling the contents, and things like that, long before Storage Wars ever came out. And then when the show came out, it drove the prices up, and some of the resellers got out of that altogether. Because, let's face it, you have to buy the things that you want to sell for a certain amount of money to make a profit. Okay, so, and that's the one thing about the liquidation companies too. If their prices go up, if what they're asking for it is higher than what you're comfortable spending, or that you can even make money on it, I would suggest not buying that particular case or pallet or whatever you're going to buy. I would suggest not even buying it at all. There are alternative sources from, Goodwill. You got the Salvation Army in some areas, St. Vincent de Paul. You've got all kinds of resale shops. You can get garage sales, yard sales, any kind of sale you can find. Another place is flea markets. If you have a good flea market in your area. Now I'm getting a little bit off track here. Okay. So for those of you who are new or just thinking about getting into it, as you watch this show, and I know you're going to, these shows are like soap operas, and people like to watch them. Remember, it's entertainment only. This is television. And in Storage Wars, they would hide valuable items inside the lockers so that these people can find them. And that's what drove up the prices. Everybody thinking they're going to find that one great big, huge ticket item. And I haven't seen this show because it hasn't aired yet. But it is television. They need some kind of dramatic, some kind of drama. They absolutely need it in a television show. They need some kind of an entertainment and a big pop, So if these people are constantly finding really bad products and they find nothing good, it does nothing for the show. It really doesn't. I could be wrong. Okay, I'm not perfect, and I could be very wrong about this show, but I do think that it's going to have a negative impact for the people buying the items to resell. For the liquidation companies, they're going to love it if the prices shoot up, and that's just the way it is. Now, I have seen some liquidation companies out there right now that are not raising their prices. They're business as usual. And for those of you who are doing that, we do thank you. And, but that's the one thing I want you to, as the people who've been doing this for a while like me, you guys know this. You guys know what you can spend on it to make a profit on it. The new people, just be careful. Do your research on what you're going to buy, and as long as you do your research and know what can I sell this for, you should be okay. But don't make your margins so tight. Okay, you don't want to make them real too tight, because then you run the risk of losing money, and that's certainly not what you're here to do. Okay, so I'm not, just so everybody is clear, I'm not bashing this television show that's coming at all. Not at all. I'm just saying that I see storm clouds on the horizon for resellers, and this could be one of the things that hurts for us being able to buy from a liquidator. And if the prices go up too high, I'll be honest with you guys. The only thing you're going to see from me is Goodwill hauls, because I'm not paying too much. So otherwise, we cannot make a profit, and that's one of the biggest reasons that I've been buying a lot of cases lately, to build up this inventory so that we don't have to worry about things. I mean, we do have to worry about it. Eventually it's going to come around. We're going to run out of inventory eventually, but we're always sourcing. And the next video you're probably going to see is probably going to be a Goodwill haul, and that's okay. But so I'm not bashing the program. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying it could drive up the prices. So that's really all that I'm saying. And I do have one item that I need to address from the last video I did. I probably should have done that right away in the beginning. But I did get a question about something that I said. I said that it could take a year, up to a year, to sell a case of clothing. And the question was, does it really take that long? Well, it can. And here's the reason for it. When you get a case of clothing, it could, or a pallet. I just can't bring pallets into this neighborhood. My neighbors would be very upset with me. So you can get spring and summer stuff in there. You can get fall apparel. You can get winter. It could be the whole spectrum of seasons. So you're gonna have to sell it during the season that it's going for. Usually, it's rare to sell a summer item in say fall. Like, how many people are buying swimsuits in the fall? Very few. Now, people have bought them, but not a lot of them, right? Maybe they're going to a water park, an indoor water park, or something like, or they live in a warm climate. Southern California, I'm not sure how cold it gets. I do know that Florida does get cold, so you might not want to go swimming there. So you got your indoor water parks and things like that. I have been to Galveston, Texas, when it was, very, very hot. Whereas you go up into the northern, like say up near Wyoming, and it was well below zero. So, there are areas that do stay warmer than others. But there are indoor water parks as well for things like that. And I'm getting way off the subject here. So you can. So that's why it can take up to a year. The other thing too is, if you get a case, and I found this with Amazon returns. So you just kind of go by the brand name. If you see something, with Giovini, or what's the other one, Leo Rossi or something like that, those are cases of Amazon returns. And the nice stuff, the trendy stuff that's in there, those are going to go really quick, and then they're going to have a pile of other stuff that it doesn't go so quick. It does take a long time. And that's the thing with buying liquidation cases and pallets as well, is that it can take time to sell every last bit of it. Okay, that's really what I was kind of driving at. So I hope that answers your question. If it doesn't answer your question, feel free and ask me another question. So oh yeah, then my wife told me you shouldn't tell people that it could take that long. Well, here's the thing. Popular, unpopular, it doesn't matter. I am not gonna lie to you guys. She wasn't suggesting that I lie, okay? She was suggesting that I just withhold the information. But that's not me. I'm not going to. I want you guys to have the information so that you can make wise choices and make your evaluations on the cases and pallets in an educated manner. Now, my channel has not been out here long enough for you guys to get all of the information from me. That's true. But there are other people, good people, to turn to for some of that information. As my channel grows, you're going to get more and more information from me. So hopefully, within a year's time, then my channel will have lots and lots of information for everybody, new or in between. I do have a lot of interest in my unboxings. There's a lot of views on it, and for my subscribers, thank you for subscribing. I absolutely am doing these things for people who want to watch me, who want to subscribe and check out the next video coming out. So that's it for today's video. I think that I've talked long enough, and I'm hoping that I present the information well and I'm not too boring. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.